The opportunity with Baidu is right now there are 800 million people connected to the internet there out of 1.4 billion. And we think in the next 5-10 years, the rest will be connected to the internet. So that's one of the major opportunities that they have. The English language have, 26 characters. Over there is 10,000. So there's a level of complexity that is deeper. Also, Baidu didn't have Google had the opportunity to become so big because the information was already on the internet. For Baidu, the information wasn't on the internet, so they had to build platforms for people to build information on the internet. So they had to work a step further. And so that level of complexity, they work with different experts and companies to build that information, and then from there to taking that information to organize it and make it available to everyone. That's what makes the complexity for Baidu. That's why Google hasn't been able to catch up with them over there. And so they're trying to disrupt the whole industry, right? They're just trying to do it on Baidu. You don't need to go anywhere else. And so that's the opportunity they have with small businesses, but as well as big businesses that don't have that technology within their websites. And it's all about technology. And so this company, it's the number one in that. The information you get in Fujian, which is a small region in China, is different from what you get in the big cities in Beijing and Shanghai. And another thing is the website is becoming frictionless. So I can give you an example. If you want to go to a movie theater, you can use Baidu search, and you can find the closest theater to you. But you can also select the location of your seat within that auditorium. And so they have like this 3D sketch of the auditorium, so you can select in advance where you want to sit in the movie theater. And you can do that through Baidu Pay. You can just do it from your house. So that's a lot of complexity to that. Also, you can use Baidu Maps to look for hotels. So for example, if you're in Beijing, you need a hotel that night, you can use Baidu's maps to know which hotel are closest to you, and then you can select, the room, see the room availability. So, those things, that's how they're using their website. But imagine the opportunity if you expand to restaurants or amusing parks. And, lots of those websites they have a lot of friction to them. So Baidu can use that opportunity to put everything in their platform. So, because for every transaction that you make within Baidu, they get a profit out of that. So, they're just expanding. It's just the beginning stages of that. That's the main thing. This company is AI company. They're using it they have a division called Apollo division, which is for self-driving vehicles. And they started later than Google and later than Tesla. But what I like about this is that the Chinese government wants to be number one. They want to be number one to the US. And so they're helping them, providing infrastructure, helping them, they're starting community by community, building these cities where all the infrastructure is built from ground up. And they're doing these partnerships with automakers, like Ford, Daimler, chip makers like Intel and NVIDIA. And so they're doing all these investments to get those self-driving cars going. And I think even though they started later because of the government help and how they want to leapfrog the US, I think they're going to have an opportunity in the next 5 years. So, and it's not only self-driving vehicles, but it's, all those vehicles are going to need maps, which Baidu has. All those vehicles are going to need security systems and so on. And so Baidu is into that as well. I think when I look at Baidu, it's like looking at Google maybe 5-10 years ago. And so, the stock hasn't done that much in the last 5 years. Valuation seems very attractive. And so, we think having that exposure there is warranted. So the company is selling in the 15 PE range. But when you take into account, this company owns IG, which is like the YouTube of China. So they have exposure to that. And they also own a company called Citrip, which is a kind of like Expedia. You know, they have a company like that they also have ownership. So when you take those in account, you are buying a stock that is in the 12 PE. So it's very attractive when you compare with the technology companies here in the US. You know, they're selling over 20 PE. So we like the opportunity, the growth, and we think it will be a great investment in the next 5 years. Yeah, it has been a little bit volatile. You know, it's in the mid to high single digits. And the reason for that is they had something with the government. You know, there was in the healthcare industry, they had like some changes in regulation that they had to deal with, and they had some exposure there, and so that's why, you know, those investments took the earnings per share growth down. But now that has been resolved, and you know, we think that it could grow in the double digits, you know, for the next 5-10 years. You know, founders own over 10% of the ownership of the stock. You know, we like that. We like a founder that is very, you know, innovative. Robin Lee is like the, you know, the Elon Musk of China. He's very, very smart. He's a genius guy, and you know, he's been doing the right investments, and we like his passion, the passion of the management team and the people that he's around with. We think that very, very well qualified to take this company to the next level.